Hello, everyone, and welcome to One-Liners, a weekly series centered around key influencers and players in the performance marketing space. My name is Joey Liner, and I'm with Liner Connections. I've been in the performance marketing space for about 20 years, and I am really excited today for my friend and guest, Aru. Aru, say hello.
Hey guys.
Hey, and so Aru, I've known you since 2019. I actually went back and checked our text threads.
That's a lot of
And
effort, amount of text I send you. So, okay.
and we'll talk about that because I love your texts. I love your messages. They just hit right on the spot. They do, and it's cool because it's you have a great way to connect, and I like you find the right times to do it. But we met in we had mutual friends in the mortgage space and circle, and I found out you had worked at Lending Tree, and I was really intrigued with what you were doing with Botsplash. You were working on a big mutual account together, and we instantly hit it off, and we both were trying to increase performance of our clients that obviously are putting a lot of marketing dollars out there. But you created a company called Botsplash. Like, tell us a little bit about you and your background and how you got to Botsplash.
Sure. So I'll start off. I am an immigrant. So I came in as a student in 2004. So got my master's, started in the technology background, writing code, loving it, to a point where I didn't know why I was writing code. So I was more curious about the business and the stakeholders. And that's where at Lending Tree itself, I moved onto product side of things, learned business, learned product side of things. Little fast forward to Botsplash, started Botsplash in 2017. SaaS platform, always love building things. The goal was there was a lot of chaos in communications. And you know this, being in the performance marketing, lead gets sold. And to the point that I hate the word lead, I've telling my team, let's call it a deal. A deal is almost going to happen. It's not a lead. Switch those D and L's and call it a deal. You may lose a deal, but you're not going to lose the customer forever. So you lost the deal, bring it back. Botsplash is a SaaS platform. So for us, our goal was getting the buyer and the seller to communicate with less chaos and less friction. If the buyer wants to text, the buyer wants to go online, the buyer wants to call, whatever it is, if all this can be put on one platform, so the seller is not logging in, logging out, taking notes on their post-its, writing an email in their book. So removing chaos from the buyer's perspective and seller's perspective was our goal. Yeah. That's how that's how the whole Botsplash experience came after my time at Lending Tree.
That's awesome. I think, and so it's really, I like how you put it, like removing the chaos from the interaction, because man, it is pretty chaotic, especially from 2010 to where you kind of built the business. It was, this constant bombardment and race to just pound the phone and, almost harass the consumer, right? And so I think you've kind of found a better way. Not only deal with the consumer.
We had keywords. What was that? Speed to dial?
Yes.
Some of the keywords were introduced by us. So, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So, what was it like working at Lending Tree or developing at Lending Tree? I remember after the company went back public, after Doug kind of came back and recapitalized the business, like what was it like working there in a development era when performance marketing there kind of was taking off, and you were part of that, and like the stock was going off like crazy, right? Like, what was it all like?
Absolutely amazing. It would be any developer's playground where buckets are always full. You can pick a task that you want from any bucket, pink, red, blue, whatever it was. Like, it's all yours. You want to spend 15 hours working, it's all yours. It was absolutely a different environment. Again, Lending Tree was much smaller then. Everybody was coming together. We had projects going in and out at all the time. I feel very, very happy for the time I've spent there, the opportunity to lead some of these projects, to bring in change, get the voice heard in the room. So all great things, right? Again, LendingTree was a leader in the marketplace space. They've been a leader for a very long time. And during 2008, 11, and 12 was when the whole revamp was happening. So it was a very good time to be part of these little projects, which you didn't know would at a later time end up having a name like Loan Explorer or a Rative. So it was amazing. I will say though, work was on my mind 24/7. That's the kind of person I am. And you and I have discussed so many times, like we need a big distraction to take work away from our brain. So for someone like me who loves bringing new things to the market every day, each day, every quarter, a place like LendingTree just had it. It had it all there, all great ideas to execute.
Yeah, I think that's how you and I connect so well. Where we hustle, we work our tails off. But we have, you have a really soft, side of you, a great heart. I've loved, just.
Thank you.
I can feel it when I talk to you and see you in person, but but I can tell how much you love to work and love what you're doing. And I think that was my initial attraction to getting to know you better too, was just man, Arun knows what she's talking about. And it's pretty cool. What's your whole take on some of this new evolution with ChatGPT and how's it changed your world at first, if anything, yet? Or what do you think it's going to do within the performance marketing space?
So how has it changed our world? Frankly, in 2017, we did come up with the pitch of hey, conversational, make it happen. There were two factors that probably did not align with our pitch. It's like Google Glasses, right? You shouldn't have the wrong pitch at the wrong time or right pitch at the wrong time. The market was prime. The cost for labor was not too high. So you preferred having an actual agent with the speed to respond than having a technology to respond and nurture customers. So from where I'm sitting with Botsplash, to me, it feels like mentally I've been taken back 5 years. And now is the right timing when we bring back those projects and say, automate first, do manual transfers later. But we were very fast enough in learning that within about 6-7 weeks of starting with the Botsplash pitch, of having conversations, omni-channel and all that, we knew treating the agents and giving them the tools was the need of the hour. So we went build features. Even to date, we are building features like Spanish translation, book me, calendar apps, or scheduling text and all that, because agents need those. You cannot have agents to respond fast if you don't give them the right tools. But while we are doing that, we are also bringing back our language models and things that we have created 5 years ago, because now is the right time. ChatGPT has rocked the world. Fingers crossed it doesn't bust like crypto or blockchain or any other thing. I've not gone there, so I don't know how good it is. But look, I will say this with the deepest feeling in as a technologist. There is not one CRM there which is perfect.
Right.
When we don't have the perfect CRM, we are not going to have a perfect conversational bot that will take care of your business. These are tools in the end to help enterprises to save agents time so that they can be efficient with something else.
Amen.
Maybe 10 years from now, if our systems can absolutely understand John from ABC Lending has this persona, has this language, has this attitude, this is how they respond to their phones and texts. Maybe a bot can be 10% or 60% of John, but you're never replacing John. I hope I said John from ABC Lending. I forgot which agent's name. But I meant John from ABC Lending.
No, I mean, wow. I think you hit it right on the head. I think in our, a lot of our categories that we work in performance marketing, there's just that major human element. And you're right, like there's enhancements to the consumer experience and connection, which you're working on at the forefront, but it's yet to be determined how much ChatGPT will be involved in the full sale process, or where it goes from here. But it's exciting to watch. Like I said, and I hope it's not just like you said, because I remember even at some of the conferences we were talking about blockchain. We've been talking about, of course, crypto. So yeah, I mean, to be determined, but I'll be watching that ride with you, my friend.
I mean, until my mailman delivers, or mailman woman person delivers mails, we'll have agents on the other side of every conversation. But I will say, though, if there is anything performance marketers or lead gen sites, marketplaces should adopt in doing, is trying to get the seller and buyer conversing earlier in the process than later. Like, I sent this to your CRM, now let the CRM do automation, and then 5 hours later somebody's calling. If that can be reduced to 5 seconds, either texting, either email, I think that's where, like, let the brands talk to your buyer on your site. Like,
no, I agree. I'm fully immersed in that right now with a couple of my key relationships. So I know exactly what where we are, but where we want to go. And so switching gears for a sec, just because I know, obviously, your background in consumer finance and mortgage, you've lived through, like you said, you worked at one of the major household names with when banks compete, you win. There's some recent news, from the CFPB the last week, I think it was February 8th or whatever, where they had an advisory opinion. So just putting it out there about kind of pay for play on comparison sites, which are becoming more and more popular for lenders. I think, it's just becoming more surface because it's on the first page of Google. And I think just now the CFPB's concern is that consumers will be taken advantage of or may not have the best loan options available. But like, RESPA has been around forever. What's your take? Like, initially, it's only been a week or so, but like, what's your initial hot take?
Processes have to change. Everybody that is involved or may get dinged or questioned, whether it's a marketplace or affiliate or whoever is in this business, is a collective community. Processes will have to change as rules get put in. As you said, RESPA has been there forever. It's not that people didn't know what should or shouldn't be done.
Right.
But the marketplace has also become a more of a Me Too component.
Yeah.
One marketplace starts a new feature, or someone starts a rate table. Every other marketplace now has a rate table. If you are matching to 3 lenders, somebody will say, I'll match to 5, or I'll give an exclusive lead. So everything is out there in open, the experiences. So there's that cross-pollination of, they are making revenues with feature A. Now we've got to have feature A on our marketplace. And similar things with awards, right? Many times it's a play for, or pay to play for awards and all that. So based on what rules and regulations come, they'll have to change the look and feel of it, or how they are presenting certain lenders versus another lender. Or some marketplaces might just partner up with other software providers, or say, this is all in. You get our leads, you get our CRM, you get more, you get even our marketing team to offer for you. I'm personally looking to see what change comes in marketplaces, especially like the big brands. Because they all look the same, the display looks the same, their CTAs are the same, the offerings are very much same. It's either a CPC or a CPL. So most of it is so diluted and granulated. I will say, though, if you've heard of Chris Snyder from banks.com, he's bringing a little difference. It's not a traditional marketplace. It's you promote. Yes, I would suggest anyone here on this channel listening, if they want to check out banks.com, I'll clearly say he's got a different path for it.
Shit, you just reminded me. Like Chris reached out to me at Lead Generation World, and what's up, Chris? I owe you a follow up, but I will follow up now because Ruth said to.
There you go.
But your approach is so. It's like if I've been looking at people's posts on LinkedIn the last week, and it's all defensive, right? Like, which I get. I mean, there's millions and millions of dollars right now. But you just basically took the opinion and you're creating an opportunity. You're saying there should be more. We should use this to cultivate some positive change or interaction with a better consumer experience, right? And I mean, you've been saying that since the start of our recording here, but but everybody's been defensive about it, and I get it. Like I said, RESPA has been around for a while. I think this is just because it's front and center on Google. Every lead marketplace runs an auction model, but they're all the same, right? Whether it's lead,
it's the greedy
transfer.
algorithm on the back. So
Yeah.
you're going to show what makes them the most. It's whatever the caps or however it works.
Exactly. Filters, caps, but we have to look at change. Yeah.
Yes. No one. Let's be frank about it.
Yeah.
The marketplace needs to make revenues. They get their revenues from the lenders or publishers that are publishing. They have a relationship. No one owes a relationship with the borrower or the consumer. Nobody is making a buck out of them.
Right.
The only way you're going to fix these problems or be fair to the consumer is by actually communicating with them or giving them the tools to communicate with the marketplace, with the lender early on, so that you're not cheating them. So shifting the marketplace focus to say, hey, I'm here for the borrower because the borrower is the one that actually gets me paid from my lender, might help find the right resolution rather than let's go to Vegas, let's have a call, and we'll see how we'll fix this problem.
I love it.
It's gone.
So exactly, where do you see, is that where you see Botsplash? Is that your future? Like, are you just going to continue to stay at the forefront for making it better for consumers and keeping them front and center, like making that borrow? And then obviously you can work in other verticals as well, but just sticking with the mortgage theme here for a minute. Is that where you want to take Botsplash?
Absolutely. There is such a gap we say consumer first. We treat consumers fairly, but I don't see any of the marketplace offering any tools for the consumers other than sign up and keep track of your home prices going up or down. Or maybe somebody will say free credit score. Every lender can now offer free credit score. So like,
it's just a registration. They want your information and they'll keep remarketing to you.
That's all it is. So yes, truly working for the consumer might be the thing. Who knows, right? Maybe you've seen Twitter and Facebook charge you to have an account now, or verified or whatever. Maybe the marketplaces now, to keep their customers or borrowers clean, will say you've got to pay upfront so that we'll give you the fairest amount because we'll match you with the most fairest lender, but you're taking some cost to get the first, like the fair deal, or you don't pay the cost and you take what we show you. So somewhere something's got to change.
I've had that conversation with someone recently in insurance. It's not crazy. We may get there where everything's, like you said, if we're going to avoid all this manipulation and marketing and registrations, then maybe there's certain demographic consumers that are willing to pay up front to control the experience better for them.
Yes.
Make everybody's time more efficient, like you said. Without like anything cool that you want to share that you're really geeking out on right now with your team at Botsplash?
Well, digging out our previous proof of concepts, bringing them back, that's been much. And the recent one we launched, the Spanish translation, this is how it works at Botsplash. We build these side projects overnight and keep improving them. And then there's like a time and say, you know what? Now is the time, just let's blast it. And now was the perfect time. That has definitely picked up because, again, people are evaluating how they want to spend their budget. And our storyline is, look, if you need to have bilingual agents, but if you don't need to use their time to nurture, don't nurture. Use an automatic translator. get them to a point where the time and efficiency of that bilingual agent is important, and then lock it. If I have to say in short, all of our tools, platform enhancements, our team and myself go into building with one and only one goal. How do you increase conversion rates? I think that thing annoys me the most. Oh, I've got 2% conversion rates. I'll keep buying 200 leads to close 4. I think that's pretty annoying. Like, you've got to want to close 90% of the leads that you're buying. So to us, that's like the goal. What can reduce the response times for agents? How can they pretty early on understand this is not worth spending time with, move it aside, pick the next one? So that's kind of what we always look forward to do.
Thank you for being you. Please thank your team too, because our space needs more hustle, innovation, and creativity. And I love how your brain operates. And
Thank you.
like I said, that's what's really attracted me to getting to know you better over the years, just because man, you just dropped a bunch of bombs today. So I love it. I love it. You're a badass. And I love our conversations. Keep them up. And what's a good way for everybody to, stay in touch or learn more? Because you're in Charlotte, which is where obviously there's a big financial hub there, but like,
Yep.
time is super valuable. I know it's hard to get to all the shows, but what's a good way for people to find you or stay in touch with Botsplash?
LinkedIn for sure. Again, my email, it's very simple, aru@botsplash.com. But LinkedIn, follow us on any of your social media posts and sites. But I'll be on LinkedIn as you need me.
Yeah, absolutely,
And
you are.
texts too, but that's a different level of communication.
Oh my goodness. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the time. You are a rock star, my friend. And
Thanks, Joy.
I'm excited to share this with my community. So I'll see you in Las Vegas, hopefully.
Yes,
Thank you.
thanks for having me. This has been fun.
Of course. Of course. All right.